year of the band, and here are two of the men who are a part of it joining us. Bruce Dickinson, nice to see you. How are you, sir? Janick Gers, nice to see you.
How are you doing?
Welcome. This is your new record.
I believe so.
It is,
guilty as charged.
Yes. Matter of life and death. I heard a rumor, and just in terms of making a record, especially these days, it's so prefab and it's so heavily produced. And is it true that most of this was off the floor, or a lot of this was just you guys playing your instruments live and recording it?
We've actually done that for the last 2 or 3 albums, but we've been getting better at it, you know. So yeah, the whole concept of recording with a band now is that we go in and we record the whole thing live, all in a circle facing each other, little separate booths so that all the sound doesn't bleed from one instrument to the other. And we all have little mini mixing desks which we can put our own individual headphone mix in.
Yeah, but they never work.
They never work. Oh, mine did.
Mine's terrible.
I've got the good one.
The singer gets the good one, man.
Yeah.
There's 3 guitars, they don't need
This is what leads through the wall.
but it works great, you know, because all you have to do is play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's a tall order because you know even some of the best bands in the world don't do it that way.
Yeah, but I think what you've got to remember is that we do dub on afterwards any solos or whatever else you want to do, but the immediacy of us playing together is captured. And if a really good producer can capture what you do as a band, then you know that's, to me, that's what it's about. It's not about a producer coming in and producing a sound that can be laid on to be, you know, the Iron Maiden sound. There isn't. The Iron Maiden sound comes from the 6 of us playing together.
The good thing is that there's not very many of me on this record. You know, most of the time it's just one single voice with a bit of echo on it or something. The good thing about that is when people hear it live, they go, "Wow, it sounds almost better than the record."
Because you're doing it reverse. You're trying to capture the live thing for the record,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, but it's not what it should be about. That's what music should be about, and it's become about something different now. It's become about manipulating the sounds, and that's why when you go to see a lot of bands, they don't sound like the record.
Nico said that this record, it was weird for him because you guys didn't have many major battles on this one, and that was relatively new.
Yeah, Nico never had any major battles.
Oh, there's always Steve always fought, I thought.
Oh, well, not always, but there's always some bizarre timing issue about things, about, you know, you're speeding up. No, I'm not. You're slowing down. You know. So and it's always very silly. We'll walk out the room and come back 6 hours later.
Have a cup of tea.
And then they're in the corner crying and cuddling. You know, by that point. You know, so we're like, okay, it's over, guys. You know.
Let them have the moment.
Yeah, but it was a really happy album to make, and we were. I mean, I was really surprised at how it all seamlessly dropped into place. Mm-hmm. We didn't know we were going to write, you know, one of the best albums of our career. Yeah,
you wake up in the morning and you open the Billboard charts, and you're the #1 indie band with this record. It's #1 on the Billboard indie charts, and I thought you might get a good chuckle out of that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know Billboard ever.
Yeah,
so.
indie, but indie. This is Iron Maiden. That's right. You know, which sort of says something.
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah, that's obviously a misprint.
What do you think about the state of music today? When you've been around after 10 years, people get to ask you that question.
The value of music, the physical value of it, has become devalued. So whilst music is probably more popular now than at any time in human history,
it's this thing here that doesn't matter as much, right?
Yeah. So you get bombarded with music wherever you go. You know, you have no choice. You know, I try and find places that actually don't have music now, where I can just sit in peace and quiet and silence, because I don't want 24/7 music. But you get some coffee bar, you go everywhere. It's a precursor to every kind of extreme sports, normal sports. Everything's bombarded with music, and yet if it's so popular, musicians aren't able to make a living out of it. I mean, we're lucky. The established bands, I think, are increasingly lucky, but the kids coming forward and everything else, they're having to give away everything for nothing, you know.
A lot of kids at your shows these days. That surprise you?
No, well, I mean, it's been something that has been going on in Europe now for 2 or 3 years. I mean, we are enjoying not actually a renaissance, because that implies a return to something where we were before. We're actually bigger now than at any stage in our careers ever in Europe. and well, probably actually getting that way in Canada. So it's extraordinary what's going on.
But I think that's really healthy, having kids at the show. That, to me, I want to play to young people. I want to play to people. I think this music's vital and it's vibrant and it's organic, it's growing. You know, it's not an 80s throwback. It's not something, you don't come to a Maiden concert to relive your past youth. It's deeper than that. There's more to it.
You could tour without putting out a record for 20 more years.
Yes, we could, but not with me. Because I'd you know, I'd be going, yeah, okay, yeah, Vegas, here we come. You know,
well, that would be
sequins, tassels.
Don't do that.
No, don't do sequins.
We're about to wrap up here, but I want to ask you one question. The story about you flying the plane, Cyprus, to rescue some of the Brits.
Oh yeah, now this is. I have a day job outside of Maiden, so when I'm not doing.
Did you
Maiden,
invest poorly? Do you need this day job? Is that
no, it's just I ended up getting a job as a first officer. I fly 757 for a charter airline out of Gatwick. In fact, we fly to Deer Lake, amongst other places. Why would you go to Deer Lake?
It's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. That's why we go there. As part of the day job, I just got called in to go and do this flight, which, you know, happened to have Cyprus on the flight plan, and that was it. You know,
were you aware of the politics that was going on at the time and all?
Oh yeah, but I mean it got blown. Actually, got blown out of all proportion. I mean, I'm the last one to stop anybody blowing my own trumpet. But on this occasion, I'd like to say, hey guys, I was not doing anything heroic.
See, I had visions of you going in as Rambo with a headband.
No. I have a broad yellow stripe about that wide down my back every time I fly an airliner.
There you go. The guys in Iron Maiden.